Yeah, well, it is 7 o'clock, so can we make a start, please? And can I welcome you all to the August meeting of the Finance, Employment and Services Committee? Beckett, there are no apologies because there are 7 of us here. Are there any declarations of interest? No? The minutes of the last meeting held on the 1st of July. Would someone like to move them or second them, or are there any corrections to them? Be seconded. Those in favour? Thank you. Public forum. There is no one here. Item 6, financial update. On this one, Gina sent you, I think it was yesterday, an extra sheet of a finance item, which she put on the email that we could deal with it under this item under finance. The reason we need to deal with it tonight is because strictly it's not on the agenda as such, but it is an urgent item. So we've decided that we'll do items A, B and C that are on the sheet. And then when we've done those 3, still under finance, we will take this extra item. If that's okay with the committee, yeah? So has anyone any comments on A, B and or C if we take them together, or have you anything to say on any of them, Gina?
No, not really.
No?
I'll move them, Chair, all together.
Yes.
On the Pyramid Community Centre, we don't seem to have anything for the party package. Is that because we've got rid of the party package? And then we've got party income. It's 1101.
Is there no income in there?
No, it don't. Well, I might be reading it wrong, but it doesn't look like it.
It may just be that we haven't had any parties.
Any parties?
Right, any packages.
Right.
They may have just had room hire only.
Right.
It's just if they do the soft play and the
trampolining and
yeah. So we've probably not had any packages.
Okay. Is that usual for this time of year? Oh, no.
Yeah, the potty package included the bouncy castle, which we don't have anymore. So it will have gone down, but like Gina says, we haven't had any bookings, including the soft play that will feed into that code.
Thank you.
In parties, though. There was one last weekend, I know.
Yeah, but they probably just do the room hire. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Are there any more questions?
Do we have a second one?
Who moved them?
Patricia.
Are they seconded? That's all 3, yeah? Those in favour? Thank you.
So this extra item has come about. Basically, we've been having quite a lot of problems with Waterside play area. The ROSPA inspections came back, and but we have been aware of it. The surfacing at Waterside in certain areas is starting to pull away. We did have a case where actually one section has actually been cut and pulled out by kids or whatever. So it needs replacing as soon as really. Where the main area where the surfacing's been pulled up, there used to be a swing there, but that got broken as well. So that hasn't been there for a while. So we approached a company who actually came to look to see what we could, if we're doing the surfacing, to see if we could put something else there. So part of this quote is to put a small roundabout there instead of the swing that was there that got broken. Also, the area where the zip line used to be, Obviously, the zip line hasn't been there and hasn't been working for quite some time now. But now the surfacing is coming away. So again, we approached this company and they actually said that they gave us a couple of options. One was a slide. There were other bits of like a seesaw or whatever, but another one was a trim trail, which we thought would be quite a nice idea because it's along a length of the play area, and it may get more people sort of playing on it because of that. And this quote that's come with it, the surfacing is in with that as well. We have checked prices of other companies, and they're all round about the same, if not more expensive. So I think this was the cheapest way we could solve the problem, basically. So we're redoing the surfacing, but then we're also putting bits of extra equipment in there as well. However, it will mean utilising the playground earmark reserve, although we haven't really bought any new equipment for play areas for a while. So obviously the main reason is because at the moment the surfacing is not really safe. We try to barrier it off, but within 3 hours the barriers got stolen. So we thought, well, there's no point doing that. So I think we just need to kind of get on with it, really.
I just wondered, you're talking about surfacing. Are you talking about the whole area or just underneath the new equipment?
Just underneath the new equipment, but it is quite a large area of that.
Yeah, I
upper-
went to have a look today.
Yeah,
There has been some repairs, but I'm afraid they're not particularly good repairs.
yeah. No, I mean they literally ripped the whole lot up.
Yeah,
So we did what we could,
yeah.
and
And
then
I-
we tried
yeah.
to barrier it. Then
Yeah.
yeah,
And I'm not
so
sure
it's-
whether the repairs would be under the new equipment. If you're going to remove the equipment that is faulty,
we-
it might be that there'll be other areas that are needing.
there are some areas that will need resurfacing, but if we basically the idea is that we put the new equipment in whilst we're resurfacing so that you don't have patches.
Yeah.
Because obviously if you did the surfacing and then put new equipment in, it would be patched, which we don't want. So we want to do it all at the same time.
Yeah.
To try and avoid that situation, really. So
Yeah.
no.
Just trying to make sense of the section that talks about wet, new wet pour. It's a bit unclear on here as to what exactly they're resurfacing. I'm assuming that's what the wet pour is. That's the
Yes, they're resurfacing the area at the other side, which is where the zip line is. So all down that side. So they remove the remains of what the zip line that's there, and they will put in this new trim trail, and then the surfacing.
So
wet pour.
the best part of it will be resurfaced.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just trying to make sense, and the by others, presumably is that us?
Which was
Well, when the removal of old removal of old equipment legs.
No, that is Coalition Facilities will be doing that.
Right, and so the supply and the 8mm, get rid of the aerial runway, that's them as well.
Yes.
So the 19, I'll call it 20,000 for a round figure. There'll be some more on that. The Coalition.
Yes, but they were decided quite a lot cheaper.
No. I'm just wondering what.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, there will be
this was
a little bit
20,000 for
more.
that.
Yeah,
Roughly what is the cost of getting rid of the other bits?
it's probably going to come to around 25,
Right.
which
So
is basically
well,
what the
that's what
earmark
I
reserve
was-
is. Yeah,
that's what I was trying to work out, that we're spending 20,000 of it, which gives us 5,000. So basically,
but there
That-
will be a bit of budget left in what's
Yeah.
already there as well. So we might not use it all, but yeah, it's just
no, I'm
basically-
just trying to, because when it says by others, I'm just thinking
right, yeah.
who, A, who the others are, and B, how much. So really, we're saying that the 25,000 is more or less spoken for, but there may be a bit of slack elsewhere to
Yes.
not spend it all.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm happy to move that we.
Can I just ask another question?
Mhm.
You talked about having a roundabout there. Is there not one already there? I
Not in that top
can't
section.
remember.
No,
No, there isn't. No.
no, there. Actually, I don't even think there's one. There is one right at the bottom section, and it's like one of those supernova things.
Yeah.
So it's just it's like a hoop that you run around.
Yeah.
But there isn't actually a roundabout.
About. No. Okay.
So you moved it, Howard. Is it seconded? I think finance wise with this, I think what we've got to be mindful of, if we take some of it out of the earmark reserve pot, which isn't really a problem, what we need to be mindful of when it comes to budget time, to consider putting something in within the precept to put the earmark reserve back. Otherwise, another year, if a similar thing happened, you wouldn't be able to do it because it wouldn't be there. Having said that, is everyone who's in favour? Those in favour? Thank you. Item 7, local government services pay agreement.
Okay, so we have previously agreed that we will follow the Green Book offers from a local government. So this is basically just to tell you that this has now been agreed by the unions. Actually 3 months earlier than usual. So I have done the calculations, if I can actually find them. So I have actually done some calculations. The total back pay that there will be is just over £3,000. That's for everybody. And I have done a mock-up budget for the rest of the year, estimated overtime, sort of from now till the end of the year, based on last year, with a 5% uplift. Obviously put on all on costs, pensions, etc. And it does actually leave us with around £16,000 to play with, which we will utilise for an admin assistant when we come round to advertising for that. So
Yeah, what is a nuisance with this? And I complain about it every year, and I don't think it'll ever get solved. Is this agreement they've just agreed now is actually this financial year from April back round to next March. So it's for the current year. So when we come to budget time again this year, we still won't have a clue what they're going to settle at. We're a year behind all the time. And it is a nuisance. And the only thing I can suggest is when it does come to budget time is that we add the percentage that it went up this year and add the percentage what it's gone up the 2 previous years and just divide it by 3 and say on average it's and just, I know it's a guesstimate, but it's the best guesstimate we're going to get, isn't it?
Also look at the cost of living now.
Yeah, fortunately, it does come to less what it's gone up this year than what we anticipated at budget time last year, hasn't it? So
Has, yeah, so
it has
that,
worked out right way.
yeah,
We guessed enough. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not good finding out halfway through financial year what the salary's going to be.
yeah.
Not helpful, is it?
Well,
It is what it is, and it always has been.
Yeah, and you'll never cure it.
We can't
Right, it's a
change.
pain.
it's usually around November time.
Well, I say thankfully, it's usually October, November.
Yeah.
before They say, no,
Yeah.
we're not going on
Yeah,
strike.
yeah.
Luckily, we don't have 200 employees like some places do.
Sorry, what was that?
Not doctors.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well,
No,
no.
we're not doctors.
No.
Perhaps it's because we've got a Labour government in. Yeah, that's like,
So can we note this report then? Yeah. Item 8, investment update.
Right, so I have just done a little mock-up of what our current investments are. So if you recall, at the beginning of April, we did actually take 60,000 out of the 32-day notice account at Lloyd's that we had, just to cover the time before we got the preset from Pendle, because cash flow was looking a little tight. So currently we have, so there's 125,000 in Lloyd's, which is the 32-day notice account. The rates have all gone down, basically. That's currently at 2.05%. We have £115,000 in the Unity Trust, which is currently 2.25%. And then we have £150,000 in the Public Sector Deposit Fund, which is 4.21%. So that's considerably better than the others. So I've done a bit of a mock-up of what we're expecting before we actually get the other half of the preset from Pendle, which we will get at the end of September. Obviously we have the blues, so all the expenditure from the blues is expected, along with an average of the monthly spend. But I have worked out that we can actually put in £100,000, so that's the £60,000 that we took out, plus another 40. But I would recommend that we put it in the Public Sector Deposit Fund, obviously, because that's the best rate. It's also same day as well, and we can actually take it out same day as well. So if it did come to a point where we did need some, then we can just take it out then. But I think if we're getting 4.2% on it, then it is worth just doing that, basically. So that is my thought on that. And when we do actually get the other 50% at the end of September, then I would suggest putting £300,000 once we get that into the Public Sector Deposit Fund, and then just drawing it back when we need it.
If we take an example, we put it in this Friday, and then next Friday we find that Pendle haven't sent the money. Do we get the 4.whatever% for that week?
You get whatever it is on that day. So
Right.
they have trading days.
Yeah.
And whatever the rate is, you have to have done it before 10 o'clock, I think it is in the
Well,
morning. But if you do that, you get the current days,
Yeah.
whatever the return is. Yeah.
No, I was just, we don't lose anything by taking it out same day.
No,
Basically.
no, it's just.
I didn't think we did, but I was just
Mhm.
getting it clear in my own mind.
Yeah.
So obviously, the more we can bung in
The
that,
more we can put in it, the better, really.
so I was using a technical term,
Bung in.
bung.
Yeah.
No, well, yes, so and because we're not using it,
Well, that's
Not-
it, yeah.
sorry, if we're not using it, and we don't lose it if we do need to use it.
Yeah.
That's obviously the best one to
Mhm.
to do, and at least we don't have to put it in a bag and send Steve off to the bank with it.
Well, yes, so it can be done. We've done a email authorization form for the public sector deposit fund. So literally, I just need to get David to sign the form, and I can email it off, and then that's it, done. So yeah,
Just following on from what Howard said, can we make as many withdrawals as we want?
Yeah.
And
yeah. There's no
losing any?
yeah. There's no limit. It's just
It is a
you,
better.
you have to keep a minimum of a certain amount in. I think it was 15. No, it was 25,000 when we opened it. That has to be kept in, I think. But from that, other than that, you can do as many purchases or withdrawals as you want. So
It is a lot better interest rate, and it always seems to be the better rate. But it isn't a steady rate like building societies are. It does change more often. It changes just like share prices do from day to day. But it's always better. So if it's better, you stay on that, don't you?
It's not just our, I mean, in terms of the whole fund, our whatever we're going to have.
well, ours is very
Even if
small,
we've got
yeah.
300,000 in there, they're probably dealing in 300 million
Yes,
Yes.
because it's all the lots of things.
all the different local authorities,
Um,
councils. Yeah,
You know, they used to, I mean, David knows Keith Smith, who used to work in the Treasury department, or Treasurer's department, and they used to shift. This was in days gone by. They used to shift money around like like it was confetti. I mean, it would have worried me, but you know, they just a couple of 100,000 here, and that's what whoever the people that run the fund do, isn't it? They shuffle it and get the best they can.
that's how they do it. So if you're all okay with that, then I'll get David to sign the form, and then we can send it off tomorrow.
And hopefully we won't need to draw it out for a while.
Well, we shouldn't need to.
But we should be able to put some of the second 50% in there, because half of the second half we're going to get, which would be a quarter of the whole year, we shouldn't need it until the last 3 months of the year anyway, should we?
No.
So we should be able to put it in there for 3 months anyway. So it makes sense to get as much out of it as we can. And now some of them have dropped to 2%. It'd be a no-brainer not to go with 4%, wouldn't it? Yeah, it is a no-brainer.
You need to use block capitals. It needs to be black. Yeah, is that black? Yeah. Check. Yeah,
Black enough.
it's black.
What's that?
So it's just no, I didn't need that one. That was just a plain one, in case we decided we wanted a different amount. But yeah, so you just need to sign. That is your daytime, so that's your home number. Yeah, just today's date.
I'll do that. While I'm signing this, item 9, Alpine Courts Park Mugger. If Gina wants to explain it for a start.
So basically, we have constant problems with kids cutting the fencing at the Mugger. Basically, we went out. I think it was not last week, the week before, on a site visit, and there was just a big gaping hole with bits of wire sticking out, and it was just, yeah, it's one of those really, and every time we try and repair it, it's damaged again. So me and Leah went just to see if there was any other options that we could think of I mean, basically we're just spending money after money after money trying to repair this fencing. And but they leave it dangerous because it's not the kind of fencing it's not solid metal, it's the weaving, it's the wire, yeah, so it's dangerous when it's cut, basically. So we had a thought of moving it to the hard standing, the kickabout area that's just a little further and a little nearer to the play area. So like from here, moving it from the right side to the one on the left. The idea was to move the baskets so that they could still play basketball, etc. And the other idea was to turn the current Mugger into a car park, because obviously we are desperate for parking spaces at Alkin Courts Park. So really, we thought maybe we were killing two birds with one stone, i.e. we get some parking that we need, and we're also moving the Mugger further away from the residential properties, and we won't have the issue with currently trying to repair the fencing. Obviously, we will need some kind of barriers and things up if it's a car park, but obviously it won't be the type of fencing that we've got there currently. So we're moving it from this area onto this area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we will need something there, but then we can utilise some of this fencing that's on this side, which is the stronger fencing. So if we're taking it out, we will have those panels to put at the other side, should we need to.
So instead of one play area, two players will just be one.
Well, basically, yeah, you'll yeah. So they won't have the kickabout area around the Mugger. They'll just have one area.
Are they well used?
Currently, the kickabout area is not that well used, mainly because they're all in the Mugger.
Seen girls using them, playing football on them.
Yeah.
Alice?
I'm just a little bit concerned that we're going to be losing a facility that's a play facility for cars. And I know that will be flagged up. And why is that not covered with the CCTV? Is it?
It is.
It is.
So can we not see who is actually?
We can, but there's not much that can be done about it. That's the thing. We've flagged it over the police a few times. But they wear hoods, they wear, you know,
They don't show the faces.
yeah.
Right,
They wear
okay.
hoodies or walk around with a cardboard box on their head, don't they? So what can you do?
So you could commit murder up there and get away with it.
Hmm.
Well, if you don't show your face, Brian, yeah.
Why do you think that they use the mugger more than they do with the kickabout one? Is it because the ball is safer in there rather than coming out onto the road?
Well, it was safer in there until they decided to destroy all the fencing.
Mm.
Yes. But when you've got gaping holes in the fencing, see, this came about as well because we were getting complaints from people who were parking there that said the ball was hitting the cars
Yeah. Because it was going through the fencing.
through the
that-
holes that
yeah.
they cut.
Is there any way of getting different fencing?
Well, we've tried.
Well,
We have tried this. I mean, originally, obviously, we had to change the fencing because we got complaints about the noise.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah, I do remember that.
Howard,
The flipping thing has been a bit of a problem since it went in,
yeah.
because it not been in. I'm going to say it's not been, hadn't
Since it
been
was
in 5 minutes before people were complaining about the noise, that the fencing that. I don't think all the fencing that was on it was what was on when it was
I think it was patched anyway.
at the back of
wasn't it, when it was moved?
the sports centre. But it just kept rattling and what have you. I honestly don't think they're cutting the wire because
Nathan's actually seen someone do it.
well, as David knows, we had a site meeting on Sunday, what day was it? I don't know, the weekend sometime. And one of the residents came out and they're not happy with it. One of the problems is that was not its preferred area to go in the first place. And we sort of got podded and poked into, oh, that's the only we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do the other. The fencing was changed to, I'm going to call it chicken wire. It's not. It's a bit better than
It's a
that.
bit better than
A lot of it,
Chain link fencing.
chain link fencing.
a lot of it is. It isn't cut because I looked at some at the end that's at this end of it, the end nearest the kickabout area, and it was where it was hooked on, and they pulled it off. Part of the problem, and we've gone beyond it now, is that some of the holes weren't repaired speedily, shall we say, and so it's a bit of a it looks untidy, so someone thinks, well, it looks untidy, so we'll make it more but there are then the additional problems of kids deliberately, I think, probably trying to kick it over the fence and bounce it off a car. No evidence of that, but I suspect that's what I'd have done at that age anyway. When it was first mentioned, I thought there's no way will it fit on the kickabout area. But in fact, believe it or not, the kickabout area is slightly bigger, the tarmac area, than the mugger. There is a problem with parking because people down Barrowford Road complain about the parking, and they park in the where the footpath goes towards the bandstand, and so if somebody has to get down there for maintenance, but so more parking is needed at certain times. If it was moved to there, most of the solid fencing that's there could
Be utilised.
be used on the. In fact, you can see on the bottom area, the bushes there are a bit
Yes.
big gaps in them at the end towards the fairground. Well, not the fairground. It's not a fair.
Well,
Yeah,
This
but yeah.
the western end, I suppose. So that some of that could go there, and probably behind the other goal, so it doesn't shoot all the way.
Yeah.
That way. But after that, the current bushes there should serve the purpose, and what it will cure, crossing fingers, toes, and everything, is the noise from it of the thing kicking against the. It still makes that air noise, just by the nature of what it is. There is enough material in the mugger as it exists to make some of those the poles that hold the fencing up don't need to be that high if it's a car park. So, angle grinder, zip, zip, zip. The bit you've cut off between and liquor paint, and it's sold. So that's relatively easy, and a bit of paint marking it out. We had an architect mark it out and said, yes, you could get 2 lines of cars down there. The fact that it's a resident is purely.
I'm thinking that you could actually move it back though.
Well, yeah, but
Make it
you,
bigger.
you get 2 rows, but then you'd have problems of anyway. But
Manoeuvring round.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you could get. I've forgotten how many we. What figure did he come to? Can't remember. Can you?
Well, I reckon there were 15 on the existing,
Yes, I probably.
and I reckon you can get twice that
Yes, a
on that.
30,
So
yeah.
I reckon you can I reckon you can go from 15 cars on that car park to 45.
Without.
And what you've got to bear in mind is, and I will remember this, is a guy further down Alkincoats Road sent us a letter. It's a year or 2 since now. It was when Colin was here, asking if we would consider putting a car park nearer to Harrison Drive than where the play area is now in that boggy bit, and it were going to cost a fortune to do it. And this had actually solved that, and we would end up with the car park. The bonuses would gain the car park, we'd move away from the residents, so that's another bonus. They won't be complaining as much, and there wouldn't be a fence there, not a chain link one anyway, because we could have a stronger fence just on either end, and damage to fence would disappear. And what I have at the back of my mind is, over the last 2 or 3 years, it's cost quite a bit repairing that fence. It had cost a lot now to repair it. If we put it up with, if we put the same type of fence back again, it might want doing again in a couple of years. And what you've got to consider, that amount of money to do all those repairs that we've already done, the ones that need doing now and any future ones, would probably go a long way towards paying for moving it anyway.
I think that is the best solution. The kickabout area, other than when the fun day was on and used as an overflow fairground, there are very few people play on that, or children play on that. Yet, you know, surprisingly, there weren't many. It was Friday, wasn't it? No. So, saying it was school holidays, there was nobody on it. But as we went away, a few did come on the Mugger. So there are always people on there. So I don't think we'll be displacing anybody, particularly.
No, I don't think so.
And I think that's the best thing to solve the problem and get a gain from it as well.
There were probably nobody on it that day we were there, because they'd be thinking there were some geriatric hooligans on it, wouldn't there?
I've already had a VAR warning after attacking our grandchildren's grandma in Barrowford Park at the weekend. So
Just one other thing, and then I will bring Alice in. What I will insist on this time, though, Pendle put it there. There were 3 options of a site to put it. One was nearer the newer bungalows at the other end of the tennis courts. There was a suggestion to put it where we are thinking of putting it now, and there is that site. And that site was railroaded onto us, and we said at the time it was the wrong place and was too near residential properties. But one thing I would insist on is, and then they got it wrong with fence because it was too noisy. It was a mistake changing it for chain link, and that's proved to have been a mistake. What we've got to do this time, we've got to get it right, because it's sort of last chance saloon job, isn't it? We've got to get it right this time. Alice.
I noticed that when you were talking, you were starting to think about even going a little bit further onto the tennis courts and saying, oh, well, that area is not used very much. And I just wondered whether that was something
Not
that
taking
you were...
away the tennis courts. leaving
No,
the tennis courts
you
for
just
business.
sort of started to encroach on it, I thought.
No.
Not at
No.
all.
No.
Not the tennis courts,
No.
just the bit of land in.
Sorry, I can't see where you... Yeah, so
you wouldn't go beyond that.
No.
so
But there was another.
There's about a 15-foot gap there, Alice,
Yeah.
between
is a...
the Mugger and the tennis
Right.
courts, and it's doing nothing.
And so if we had the tennis courts and obviously the car park right against the tennis courts, would we not still have the problems with the balls going over? Well, they might not play tennis on there. They might be playing other games on there.
Is that there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of the net.
Yeah. So
So there's that little area.
is that bit which is a sort of no man's.
Yeah, you'd only really utilise half of that area anyway, wouldn't you?
That's possible to do. To get enough.
So, can we just get us head round one thing? Are we of a mind that it is the right decision to move it there? That's the first thing. Secondly, there's obviously a cost implication which we've got to get. There's also, you might be able to help me with this, Howard, I'm not sure. We did wonder whether we needed planning permission. Because of holidays and all sorts of things, Pendle haven't got back to us, so we don't know. My guess is, because they didn't get planning permission for the Mugger moving there in the first place, right? So my guess is, to move the Mugger, we don't need planning permission. But I would think we'll need planning permission for the car park because it's a change of use for the land.
Yeah.
Yes, so there might be a change, there might be a planning permission to get there. So it's not something we can do overnight because obviously we need planning permission anyway, which will have to go through system
Obviously, we need to get prices, etc.
and we need prices.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we've got to get prices anyway, haven't we?
Probably, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Meanwhile, I think we do need to just keep an eye on it for any sharp bits that people are going to.
Yes, well, we have actually put a purchase order into time.
One of the problems is with the fence that's there now is it is chain link. You can only get chain link in certain heights. And if you notice, the fence is higher than the height you can buy chain link, and it is jointed all the way around.
Yeah.
Because you can't get it high enough in
You basically got two panels fixed together.
yes. There's a joint on it.
Well, you not necessarily need a double height though, on if it moves across to the other side.
I don't think so.
Well, there is some fencing attached to the goalposts at both ends.
Yeah.
Strong, rigid stuff that is on the existing mugger. And I think if we move them and put one on each end of that new area, I think we'd get away with not putting anything on Yeah.
We can. Yeah. But I think we'll have enough from that
Oh yeah, you would.
to do that
Yeah.
area anyway. Yeah.
Because you don't need any of that chain link stuff around what's going to be car park. And I think best thing to do with that is like you said, if you get an angle grinder and cut all those box sections off, at say 1 metre high, and then the B shift cut off that's above it, go across from one to other, and then it'd be box section with box section top on, wouldn't it? It'd look a bit like OK Corral, but at least it would be fenced, wouldn't it? In that sense for cars. Well, I think we ought to give Pendle another week because it's possible that Neil is on holiday because it's school holidays. So it could very easily be on holiday. But we need to give Pendle another week, then contact them again and find out about this planning permission, because that also comes into price of it, because there's a price for planning application, isn't there?
So are we saying that far fence on the mugger, that'd stay up, would it? To protect the cars from the tennis court balls?
But not there because it's two. You've got a panel and you've got fixings. You've got another panel on top to make it that high.
Yeah.
So we're saying you take the bottom one and just use the top. Leave the top one there.
What protection is the cars? Is it a double fence effectively?
It's basically where you can see it.
No, other side.
Oh, this.
Yeah, if that turns into a car park,
Well, yeah, we'd have to put some kind of.
so are we considering moving it over onto that what used to be a tennis court, so the car park could move even closer? Right, all right, okay. Right, okay.
Yeah.
But it is double. If you look at your picture, it's double fenced anyway.
There's a
It is
fence
double
there.
fenced. There's a passage about 1 metre or a metre and a half wide that's fenced on either side. One's a dark green and one's a light green. So the inner one that's part of the mugger would come off and get used
On the other area.
on the ends of the other, but the other one can be left there to stop tennis balls coming over anyway.
The other fence that's on the other side, the light green one, the dark one would say exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing, there's no reason to take it away, is there? You might as well leave it there.
But then you've got cars that are parked right up against there, and that's quite a low fence.
Well, there's nobody playing football on the tennis courts though, is there?
Tennis balls.
Tennis ball.
But it's only somewhere, I go up there a lot, there's not that many.
Yeah, but that first tennis court's a long way over from that
I
fence.
need to go and have a look.
It isn't next to it.
But to be honest, we could put any kind of fencing in there. It
Yeah.
doesn't need to be, metal fencing, does it? It can, as long as there's a
They
fence
could
there.
Play on the far one, where picnic tables are.
Yeah,
So-
I'm convinced now. I'm ready to vote.
On the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the first tennis court from the fence is about the distance from me to Alice across there. And usually it isn't often a tennis ball will go over fence out at tennis court on the sides. It's usually on the ends if it's going to go out. Because you only play in a straight line, don't you? Because the idea is to keep it in court.
Well,
Yeah, because there are two more courts at the other side of that you can't see on this picture.
Do they park the cars at their own risk, the owners?
Yes.
Well, it's a playing field, isn't it?
Yeah,
And there's a sign up that says that
Just
on
like
existing
they
car
do.
park.
at the moment.
Yeah, there's a sign there that says that. But it would stop a lot of residents getting annoyed when there were an event up park and there were more parking there. Plus, it does get horrendous round there at times. I never need to do it because I live so near to it. But anyone who wants to go to the pavilion or anything in the car, it's horrendous parking there.
Was this it?
no,
No,
I'll propose that, killing the two birds with one stone, then moving the mugger over onto the play area and the car park. Mugger being transformed into a car park.
What we could do, we're trying to do is get the answer to the planning thing, whether we need it or not, and the costings. I know there's blues and everything, but we might be able to get some prices together and get them back to the next meeting. For prices. Yeah.
What we need to do is just get the ball rolling. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
if it can be done quickly, it's done
Yes.
quickly, but it's not.
Yeah. But we want to repair and make it safe what's there now, but it needs to be done bearing in mind that we don't want to spend more on it than we need to do because it'll be coming down anyway.
Yeah.
But it needs fixing.
they just need to make it safe.
Maybe
basically,
what's
yeah.
make it safe, yeah.
Danger on the large hole that's at this end, it's probably at a height that,
It's like eye level for a
Yeah,
child,
sort of,
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, depending on their age, but certainly 6, 7, 8-year-olds would
Mhm. Yeah.
be in the danger zone, as it.
Yeah, it's just at right out for catching yourself in the face, isn't it? If you ran through it. One last question before we refer it for getting more information. The two cameras we've got up there now, with the two cameras in the existing positions they're in now, will they still cover the new area?
Yes, I think so.
Because I think the top one will cover it as well as the
Yeah.
bottom one.
They will, and plus obviously then we've already got lighting for the car park.
Yeah. So
I think the top one, it's 360, so yeah.
Yeah, what one can't see, I think the other one will. Yes, yeah.
Did the camera cover it before? Because what I heard was somebody told somebody that it were cut and somebody said he don't think it were cut. But if we've got evidence on the camera, we know whether it's been cut or not.
Some of it was cut. Some of it,
Some of it's
it's
been
been
pulled.
ripped apart where the stitching was, where they put the two, where they'd married the two together.
But without trawling through hours and hours and hours of footage.
That might be the answer then. That we've never seen it done like that. We've not seen it on.
Well, no,
CCTV.
Nathan saw somebody do it. He didn't want to approach him because he had, yeah, basically in his hand. So he has actually seen that. So we do know it has been done, but it also has been ripped and yeah.
It's the graffiti and the criminal damage and the antisocial behaviour, both at Waterside and up at the park. I don't know how you can stop that really. More police on the beat, obviously that would be a good start, but that's not going to happen. So we are where we are and we can't let them win. We can't just shrug our shoulders and leave it. It's got to be safe, hasn't it, for kids?
Yeah.
So I think whatever we decide, we're going to have to spend money, and quite a bit of money.
People should be aware when they moan that their council tax has gone up, a portion of that is to cover what their little darlings have done.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I just was thinking you were talking about CCTV and the lack of police involvement. What is the point of our CCTV if it means that we don't want to go scrolling through it because it takes time, or even if we do
If
go,
we knew
go
when
through it,
happened, we could do that.
Yeah, it's not
it-
when it happened.
If you have no idea when it happened, then you're literally scrolling through and it will take hours, weeks.
and also you were saying that the police didn't really want to know about it, so
Do
I
they?
can't
They-
understand. We've spent all this money on CCTV, and yet we're not getting the benefits of it.
I mean, we have had the benefit when something's happened and it's been reported and we know vaguely when it happened, because obviously we can then go and just take the footage from this time to this time, which you can just do. Then you send that to the police and they go through it. So it's
And then the police will act.
yes,
Right.
and they have done on certain things, but it's just if you got no idea of when, then it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, basically.
Okay.
Of course, it's only the ones we have. All the rest of it's all done in Blackburn now. They have somebody looking at it all the time. But out of the centre, our ones, it's we have the
basically just
cameras. It's we
us.
so that we have to do it.
We're not at Blackburn yet.
We are.
No,
So why aren't they trolling hours day
I
after
don't
day?
the main thing with that is that if we gave them control, we then lose control. So we don't have control over those cameras at all. And given that it's our land, we want to keep control
Sorry, control over where we place them.
of looking at, so we can actually see footage. We can look at things that have happened in the park. If we put that over to Blackburn, we wouldn't be able to do that without a police
But Blackburn won't monitor
inquiry
private land
or,
anyway, and it's private land. And they won't monitor private land, but if they did, the ones up North Valley Road and up Welby Sainsbury's, and all them in Main Street are all linked into Blackburn. The way the legal thing works as to what's permissible to use for evidence in court from CCTV, etc., bars us from looking at it. We happen to have access to it. If we had access to it, a good solicitor would say the evidence on the CCTV has been doctored and been tampered with and been altered. So we have not got to have access to it. So if something happened at Park and we could have it monitored by them, we wouldn't be able to look through it to see what had happened.
Wouldn't be able to know anything about it. It would go straight to the police and wouldn't come to us at all.
Yeah. But if a resident was to say, I saw someone messing about with something on Park and we know it's covered by CCTV, and they say it were on such and such a day, round about such and such a time, we can find it very easily. But with there being 24 hours in a day, Alice, to look, if you don't know whether it's that Monday to Friday in a particular week, it would take an officer 15 days to go through all that, because if they only work 8 hours a day, they'll only go through a day in 3 days, won't they? Unless you speed it up, and then you miss it anyway. You miss the trick.
I presume CCTV is useless at night. So they
No,
won't be
No, it's
picking
all
it.
right.
infrared.
No, it's all right. It's all right at night.
It's making sure we go up there regularly and just check which councillors perhaps have got more
Yeah.
time to do. Yeah.
That's why it's important. If any resident says to you, and you know there was CCTV there, if they say this has been damaged and that's damaged and I saw someone doing it, is to get to know off them roughly what time it was, and then we can find it, and we can find it fairly easily.
There's a great danger with Facebook and everything else that I mean, it happened this week. I don't think, that must have been yesterday, you know, with the wind over Sunday. Oh, look, the fence is down so they put a picture on Facebook and just assume that somebody, you know, Nathan or Leah or someone's got nothing better to do than scroll around Facebook to spot it.
And they don't report it.
And they don't report it. It's the same, you know, oh, there's been an accident on, so have you reported it? No.
Yeah, we'll move that. We'll get on with getting some prices for it, and then we can decide exactly what we're doing, and we'll bring it back.
So
Okay,
do we have a seconder then? Yeah,
who's seconding it?
Howard.
Those in favour? Right. Town hall maintenance.
Right, not that much to report. Main thing is, I don't think the clock's working because I haven't heard it chime for a while. So,
I don't know whether it was running or not. I can't remember now.
no,
No,
I
I
don't.
don't know whether fingers is going around. I haven't looked.
I think it's the right time. I just don't think the chimes are working. So we will need to get an engineer out to look at it. Weather, change in temperature.
Bong's gone bonkers, hasn't it?
The only other thing is there is a leak in the annex still from the roof repairs that need doing. So the only thing is for access we have to get a cherry picker. So that's, or a scaffold. So that's where your costs come in. But yeah, other than that, we don't have anything else to report at the moment.
I know it's not exactly town hall business, but like hospital, she just knows about this. One of our last meetings, a car literally destroyed the wall by the flags. Have we any update on whether, who's going to repair it and what happened, please?
We had LCC come and take a picture of it. And then apparently they said, oh, it's not us, it's Pendle. So we have tried approaching Pendlebury Council, however, we have not heard back. I have a feeling that we were trying to avoid going through our insurers, if we could.
Well, it's not Pendle land, it's ours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Is it?
yeah, that's why I'm surprised that
That's-
LCC said it's Pendle. It isn't Pendle, it's us. Because that was transferred to us along with where the flagpoles are, along with the car park. So that chunk of land is ours. So I think we need to claim off as insurance, and our insurance can counterclaim off the vehicle insurance, if it was insured, that ran into it.
This is what I'm trying to find out, because obviously it's part of our image, and we've got we've got the Blues coming up, and we don't want that wall in the repair in the state it is on a prestigious event that we've got coming up.
Even if you go through your insurance, it's unlikely it's going to be repaired in time. But yes, we have got the police incident reference, and we do have the registration number of the car.
Well, if we got registration number of car, I'd put it through our insurance and say, this is the registration of the car, this is the police incident number, and they will put a counterclaim in, just like you would with your car insurance, against the car owner.
Yeah,
But it has to be our land, because we took over car park and the bit where flagpoles are.
It's
That's about 5% of that.
oh. Are we still sharing?
We're sharing a blank prose on the screen, yeah.
Press play.
We're still at the bother now.
No, that's replaying it from before, isn't it? Just go back onto the thing at the bottom.
It's Mary, it's frozen screen. Well, it's live now. Is there anything else on town hall maintenance? Yeah, carry on. Yeah. Is there anything else on town hall maintenance?
No.
No? Well, if they're in, I'll ask another question then. When are we getting that clock fixed?
Um, and it was supposedly fixed and then it wasn't. So I will chase.
Well, I
it
thought
again.
it only wanted winding up.
No, there was something else wrong with it.
These are the bathroom.
It's not. Yeah, it's not battery.
Right, if there's no more town hall maintenance stuff, we'll move on to item 11, correspondence received.
Right, we do have some correspondence received. The only section that I could think of bringing this up. So, a while ago, I think it was April time, we agreed that we would extend the GM4 contract, grounds maintenance for another 2 years.
The grass cutting one, if anyone into it, yeah.
So, I have obviously informed Pendle, and they have come back and said that they will be very happy to accept the extension. However, they would be looking for a small inflationary increase. So they're actually looking at, they've said 3% per annum. So, and to be honest, I think if we put it back out, it costs us more than that.
Well, if you think about it, it's been a 3-year contract, and with inflation running on an average of say 3 a year, it's 9% down anyway, isn't it? So tell him you're fine.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But we did, it does actually say, if you read small print on tenders anyway, that there is a clause in it where they can extend it for another year at the when it ends, but it does take inflation into account anyway, doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. So I don't see if it's gone up 3% in 3 years, I don't think we're on a bad thing there.
So have we got a seconder for that?
Those in favour? Right. That solves that one. Any more correspondence?
No, that's it.
Right. Items for a future month's agenda. Well, I've got one as well. Right. Well, we already know we've got to do the tenders stuff for everything apart from tender number 4. All the others are up as well. Also in January, the agreement between this council and Conin Bloom is up. And taking the assumption that Conin Bloom are likely to want to continue the arrangement and renew it again for 5 years. For 5 years again, I think Alice is nodding. I think they're likely to want to do it again. I think it needs to come back to a future meeting, possibly next one if we can. To make a decision on that, and I can't see a problem in renewing it, but I think we need to do it. We need to do it properly. So that wants to be on agenda.
I think it will have to go to the contracts committee
First.
So we are proposing that we hold a meeting on, it's actually Thursday, the 28th of August. It's a week after the Blues. But we were just wondering what time to do it. I think I've spoken to David.
Well, I'll ask Mary to confirm what we spoke about.
Yeah.
We wanted to bring them so that officers aren't having to work a lot of days out of hours. But we want to try and accommodate everyone who's on the committee being able to be there. Otherwise, there's no point being on it. And ours are the assumption that normally when Mary's arranged a meeting that Anthony has to attend, which he is on this group, he can usually make 4 o'clock meetings. Yeah, so I thought if we went for 4,
That would be okay.
it would be outside his working and he'd be able to come. And I think everyone else who's on it is probably available during the day anyway.
Yeah, it can't, if it's on a Thursday, there's it can't clash with the Community Safety Partnership and Colne area, that starts at 5:30.
Well, that would be here anyway, so it wouldn't clash with that.
No, not on the 28th.
It wouldn't on the 28th
No.
anyway, no.
It's always the first Thursday in the month.
Yeah.
isn't it? So that wouldn't be all.
And FES then is the Tuesday the week after.
So, yeah,
So it could go there and then job done and dusted, because what we need to be mindful of is if we don't get a finger out and we string this out, in winter time, we will have to place the order, as Alice knows full well, for the plants for next year. So if we don't get the contract renewed, we won't be in a position where we have a contract between us and Colne in Bloom working together for us to order the plants. So it'll scupper the thing. And if we order them early, we get them cheaper anyway, don't we? So I think we've got to get it done and dusted. So it does need to go on those 2 meetings.
I'll put it on my phone, 28.
I will send a thing out.
But it don't need to be a long meeting. I mean, if we said 4 o'clock, I think on a good day we could be finished for 5, and on a bad day to be 5:30, wouldn't it? And the job's done then. That's unless anyone else who knows they're on that committee can't do that day for some reason. There's Alice,
Alice is on.
there's Alice, David Clam, Anthony, and I think rest of us are already here.
so that should be.
I think it's me and you, isn't it? Don't think there's anyone else on it. No. So is there any other things for a future agenda?
Yeah, I've had-
Yes, you have one, you said.
yeah, I've had calls recently to look at our website on a couple of occasions. And apart from the fact that it takes forever because it's checking you're
Oh, it does me head in.
a real person. So there's something wrong with that the bandwidth they've got there is not enough. And the whole thing is a mess. It's just a mess. It's untidy and
Out of date.
it's still got notices of by-elections and the county council elections and goodness knows.
I did ask Nathan to check that
It
on.
just needs, but I think it needs looking at anyway. Apart from that, it's just cumbersome. It's just clunky. I don't know who.
To be honest, I never have a problem with it. Well, we don't here anyway.
Well, you
It
won't,
may
will
depend
you?
on which browser you're looking through.
I don't want it if I can help it. Because to be honest, that thing where it checks whether you're human or whether or what the hell you are, it does me head in.
It takes 3 or 4 seconds, but no, it just seems to take a while. And then it comes up and says, "Click here. I'm not a robot."
And it's not pretty, it's not,
Do we have to have that?
you don't think, oh.
There is a reason why that.
I do think it is very cumbersome, and you do have to really, look for things in obscure places. So I think we do need to have a look at it.
If you are using it regularly, it's fine. But if you are
Just a bit old-fashioned.
Joe Soap from Manchester, thinking of coming up, it's all.
Well, every time I'd want it, even if I go on it 3 times in an afternoon, on each occasion I have to confirm I'm
You have to
human.
do that.
It's a
yeah.
nuisance.
That doesn't remember you.
So I don't go on it.
It's just clunky.
And it's a bit old-fashioned. You look at others and they're bright, and it makes a really good impression of the town. As soon as you go on, there's like nice scenes about and a bustly town, and ours is just
But
this.
Pendle site doesn't have that on,
No, it
and
doesn't.
they're a council.
Yeah, yeah.
County Council doesn't have it on, and they're a council. So why do we have it on? It's an horrible thing.
Who hosts it?
It didn't used to be on,
It's only been on last 18 months.
but it does do me head in.
Who's the admin?
That damn.
No,
Um,
Was it somebody?
It's actually the way it was actually set up. The website. It's set up as if it's a blog. So it's weird, basically. So we are limited with what we can do with it in its current state.
Well,
We've just an
Need a budget.
who hosts
organisation
it for us, and who basically does the website? Who do we pay for it?
We pay Big I Am,
Oh,
host
I'm from
it.
Brighton.
but a lot of things we change on the website, so we can obviously we put the papers on.
Yeah.
We do all that.
They don't need to be near that, but it's nice.
We, as I said, is an organisation. We've just got a website, and it's a lot. Somebody in Leeds, and they did it really quickly. They do charities and other things like that, but they're really quick, and it's like they'll ask you what colours you want and what sort of a theme.
Well, we did actually inquire because Scott Dawson do websites, etc. And I even think we asked for a price, but then I can't remember what happened. But yeah, probably just work just got in the way. But it was something that we were looking at, or I was looking at, trying to get a new website. But obviously that comes at a cost as well.
Yeah, but if it thinks you're not human, it's tough. You can't get in, can you? But you could have done what you want to do by the time you've got in it. And if it asks me once a day, I won't mind. But if I come out of it and then go back in it, it asks me again. It don't remember.
But yeah, I did go to a webinar on something that you can do on your website that's like like an interactive thing, and that's all AI related. But because of the way ours is set up, we can't do it. So yeah, that's another reason to get a new one.
Discussing tonight with Booker and everything, what's that going on? You could have this is what it's going to look like. Like that. I'm sure whatever street scales go.
Oh, for the yeah. Unfortunately, these are the things that kind of get put on the back burner when we're busy.
Well, we don't have to bring it back to the next meeting, but at some meeting in future, can we bring an item back
Yes.
for different options for website?
Yeah.
Remember why I was tonight? I was just, if you look on, if you want to contact council, if you look up, just the details, all you can do is click on it and send an email.
Right.
Yes.
So you can't look at it and see where you live, what you know, it's all a bit.
Well, yeah.
But that's
So we'll have an item on a future agenda of different options that, you know, stick with what we've got and put up with it, or
Yeah.
something else.
Okay.
Right.
Nothing, people, I stumbled across. Well, there we go. Look at the Norwich and then a third road. Central time. And I think that the Craig
Oh, really? Yeah.
was a million dollars.
So,
Is that it?
having done that, the date and the time of the next meeting is the 2nd of September at 7 o'clock. So can we close the meeting?
We'll figure out how to do it.
Pull plug out. Oh, right.
Has it not saved it down? If it doesn't broadcast it, that's a bonus, isn't it? There's another one. It's exactly the same thing. There's one on down council. So it won't be.